Hey guys, Tara here from Destructoid, and today I wanted to share my review of Alan Wake's American Nightmare, which comes out today on Xbox Live Arcade for 1,200 Microsoft points. This is the latest title from Remedy Entertainment in the Alan Wake series, but it's important to remember that although this game takes place directly after the events of the first game and its 2 DLC packs, this is not considered a direct sequel to Alan Wake. So if you're expecting it to tie up any big cliffhangers from the first game storyline, well, expect to be disappointed. Rather, this game should be viewed more as an episode in Alan Wake's life, one that's found him imprisoned in a time paradox inside of the very fictional world that he himself created. American Nightmare begins with our literary hero trapped inside the town of Night Springs, a name which veteran fans will remember as the Twilight Zone-esque television program from the first game. Alan's nemesis is none other than an evil doppelganger of himself, Mr. Scratch, whose character has been tormenting Alan by leaving behind cryptic videotapes with disturbing messages. Mr. Scratch is truly believable as a psychotic maniac, and his presence adds a necessary overarching eeriness to the game's narrative. Unfortunately, not every element in the game is consistent with this atmosphere, and some simply don't fit at all. Cheesy live-action cutscenes and corny writing permeate the script, along with some seriously subpar voice acting that had me rolling my eyes on more than a few occasions.
I could be like your wife, little wifey, waiting at home for hubby.
Though slightly more open than the previous setting of Bright Falls, the town of Night Springs is largely linear and split up into 3 main areas, consisting of a motel, a drive-in theater, and an observatory. While these areas are stocked with enough ammo and batteries to keep you alive, the game does encourage you to explore the environments around you. Collecting hidden manuscript pages is crucial, as Alan must eventually use the information contained within to reshape reality and get back to his wife Alice. As for the core mechanics, they're mostly the same as the original. You've got a weapon and a flashlight to ward away the Taken, and you heal yourself in lights, which are marked by crosses on your minimap. Interestingly, your flashlight's batteries seem to run out a lot quicker this time around, after about 3 seconds of aiming. Even with that though, the combat still feels balanced and provides all the same classic third-person shooter fun of the original Alan Wake, but with a clear focus on action this time around. Varying enemy types, like the Splitters, who split into 2 when you shine a light on them, provide enough panic to keep you on your toes at all times, while the more aggressive Taken, like the deranged hillbilly for instance, are hilariously cliche but terrifying all the same. Thankfully, Alan has a much larger arsenal of weapons at his disposal this time around. Crossbows, assault rifles, and flare guns are just some of the 10 or so weapons you can unlock with manuscript pages throughout the game. And of course, there's the archetypal nail gun. With all the fun of the combat though, the story is really where the game gets divisive. In order to reshape reality and get out of the town of Night Springs, Alan realizes he has to recreate the exact setting as described in his manuscript pages. Unfortunately, because not all these pages exist from the beginning, the game forces you to repeat the same levels 3 times in a row before you can collect enough pages to be able to accurately reshape reality. The levels do get slightly more difficult each time you visit, but for a single-player campaign that's only 4 hours to begin with, the environments get old quickly, and after a while you start to feel like you're in the movie Groundhog Day, except Bill Murray isn't in this, and that makes me sad. Basically, what started out as genuine curiosity for me turned to mild annoyance by the 3rd round, and I was itching to just find out how the damn story ended. I don't want to reveal any spoilers, so instead I'll just say that this game had one of the most underwhelming endings I've seen in a video game in recent memory, and by the end of it, I was more than eager to move on to the arcade mode. Aptly titled Fight Till Dawn, the game's arcade mode is really just a horde mode style of play, where waves of increasingly difficult and numerous enemies attack you. The end, or dawn in this case, comes after you've survived 10 minutes of oncoming waves. Combat-wise is exactly the same as single player, but fewer ammo, weapons, and lights mean that you can't just stay in one spot the whole time. You pretty much have to run around and explore your environment. There are 5 maps total, each with a regular and nightmare difficulty. Only the regular cemetery map is available from the get-go, though. The others have to be unlocked by not just beating, but doing well on the other maps. Since your performance is score-based, your progress is determined by a score multiplier, which increases when you kill enemies and perform a successful dodge, but which resets to 0 whenever you get hit. After you finish a round, your overall score is translated into a 3-star rating system, which is used to unlock all the other maps in the game. The maps themselves are pretty cool. There's a ghost town one that looks like something out of Fallout with a bunch of abandoned churches and houses. And there's another one that takes place in a trailer park. But on the whole, this arcade game's arcade action mode didn't really provide the hours of endless entertainment I was hoping for. If you're the ultra competitive type, then you might get a kick out of the leaderboards, but personally I'd rather have a multiplayer component in place. I also would have preferred a system where just beating a map unlocks the next one, as opposed to one that forces people to replay a map they've already beaten over and over again just to get enough stars to unlock the next map. Then again, repetition is clearly a theme in this game, so I'm not sure why I expected any different. Despite its shortcomings and decidedly confusing storyline, I did enjoy the game overall. The combat is wildly addictive and frankly the only thing that made the game's sheer repetitiveness bearable, but I don't see it working for people who aren't already emotionally vested in the series and its characters. Neither the story nor the arcade mode alone is enough to make the game stand on its own, but together they provide for a decent 6+ hour experience that'll at least tide fans over until the next Alan Wake title. The game is $15 on XBLA and it has a free trial, so give it a go and let me know what you think in the comments below. If you liked my review, feel free to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and if you hated it, then you should probably go check out Anthony Carboni's glowing review on his show New Challenger. That's at youtube.com/newchallenger. He had some nice things to say about it. Also, if you prefer reading to listening, check out Maurice Tan's review on Destructoid.com. He gave it an 8.5 out of 10, so feel free to go read that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.